They'll be on the front row. The 0, the X09, is Wes Ennis. And the 09 is Philip Cox in row number 2. The 55 is the Rooster Brandon Bailey. The 38 is Kevin McClintock. The 331 is Mike Stone. And your fastest qualifier tonight in the Van Meter Auto Repair Modifieds, the number 49, is Bob Page. Picked up a feature win a couple of weeks ago here at Midvale Speedway. Bob Page, your fastest qualifier, just nipping Mike Stone in the last session. The Rooster Brandon Bailey looking to go to victory lane for the first time this season, as is Philip Cox. Has visited Knack Tuning victory lane twice this season. Wes Ennis looking for his first modified checkered flag. Number 4 of Jerry DeVore, the 87 of Zach Leisure looking for their first checkered flags as well. 8-lap heat race number 1 for the Van Meter Auto Repair Modifieds, getting ready to go green. Field in turn number 3. Federated Auto Parts, Christmas in July night. The Ohio Gold Cup Championship, week number 5, and we're racing at Midvale Speedway. Zach Leisure has the advantage off of turn number 2. He'll have the race lead into turn number 3. Here comes Philip Cox for second. Cox to the outside of DeVore. Zach Leisure leads lap number 1. Philip Cox up to second. Here comes Kevin McClintock to third. DeVore back to the 4th spot. Here comes Bob Page, your fastest qualifier. He's looking to the outside of Ennis and DeVore for the 4th spot. Philip Cox, little bit squirrely through 3 and 4. Kevin McClintock to the inside. McClintock looking for that second spot behind Zach Leisure. Cox up the racetrack once again. McClintock halfway home, 4 and 4 to go. McClintock going to put his machine in the outside lane. Looks to the outside of Zach Leisure for the race lead. Into turn number 3 and off of turn number 4, new race leader Kevin McClintock. Kevin McClintock and Federated Auto Parts sponsoring tonight's week number 5, Christmas in July night at Midvale Speedway, looking for his first checkered flag of 2020. McClintock driving away as Philip Cox will take over second. White flag for McClintock. Bob Page looking to the inside of Leisure for the 3rd spot. Good battle there as Cox moves up to second. Leisure now slips into high lane. Page going to move up to 3rd. But off of turn number 4, checkered flag for Kevin McClintock. Philip Cox finishes second. Bob Page 3rd. The 87 of Zach Leisure in 4th. Jerry DeVore in the 4, rounding out the top 5. Hungry driver behind the wheel of that number 38 on the night that he sponsors here at Midvale Speedway. In the Van Meter Auto Repair, Stewart's Flooring, Broad Run Cheese House, Penzo's Pizza of New Philadelphia, Federated Auto Parts, Blick Tool and Die, Dave's Auto Body, Consolidated Stitches Embroidery, Dean Mausen and Alicia Manley, MD, sponsored number 38. Put your hands together for Kevin McClintock. Driving the 99 tonight is Brady McLean from Carrollton, Ohio. The 338 is Brandon France from Dover. France almost won a feature a couple of weeks ago. The 75 is Bobby DeVore, the 2nd, and outside of row number 2, the 24 is Nick Grubbs. The number 27 is Randy Gray, the veteran of asphalt and dirt racing around this area. Doing a nice job in that 27 this season. The 15 is Kyle Finlayson, compact champion, moving up to modifieds this year. And in the heat race tonight, in the number 12, is Vanessa McCreary. 8-lap heat race number 2 for the Van Meter Auto Repair Modifieds is green. France going to have the race lead by a half a car length off turn number 2. McLean tries to battle back, and here comes Randy Gray. Gray looked to the inside of DeVore, thought better of it. McLean slips way up the racetrack. Here comes DeVore to the inside. Bobby DeVore, the second, almost up to second, but Nick Grubbs out of nowhere going to come around the outside. He'll take over second. Brandon France, your race leader. Grubbs gets a tap from Bobby DeVore. McLean way up the racetrack. Halfway home, this time 4 laps in, 4 to go. Brandon France in the 3:38. Nick Grubbs in the 24. Bobby DeVore the second. Randy Gray and Brady McLean, your top 5. White flag for Brandon France, Nick Grubbs, and Bobby DeVore the second. Checkered flag for Brandon France. Grubbs will finish second, DeVore third, Gray in fourth, McLean fifth, Finlayson sixth, and Vanessa McCreary rounding out the field. Pulling to the line, heat race number 2 winner from Dover, Ohio in the France Trucking, Peebles Racing, Peterman Plumbing, Careless Vinyls, and South Philly Pizza. Sponsored number 338. Put your hands together for Brandon France. Number 28 is Frank Boyce. Boyce from Barberton, Ohio. The number 22 is Kyle Rector. He'll start inside of row number 2. Rector from New Philadelphia, Ohio. The number 118 is Colt Locker from Somerdale, Ohio. The number 3 is Kyle Grove. Your second fastest qualifier tonight, first night out, in the number 75 is Bob Passwater Sr. And your fastest qualifier, once again, in the number 88, Dennis Wood. Getting ready to go green for the Snap Street Stocks. Boyce will have the race lead by a car length as they get into turn number 1. He'll have it off turn number 2. Here comes Locker. Locker in the outside lane, and here comes Passwater Sr. Colt Locker looking to the outside of Frank Boyce for the race lead. Passwater's got loose off of 2. He's going to give up the third spot to Donnelly. And Locker is loose as well. Colt Locker looking for that race lead. Little bit of contact there to Boyce. Here comes Colt Locker to the bottom. Colt Locker going to take the race lead off of turn number 2 and into 3. Boyce on the high side. No match for Colt Locker. Halfway home, 4 in, 4 to go. Colt Locker continues to lead. Boyce in second, Donnelly in third. Here comes Dennis Wood and The 3 of Kyle Grove thought about a 3-wide move. Wood backs out. Rector hangs on to the 4 spot. White flag for Colt Locker. Checkered flag for Colt Locker. Boyce finishes second, Donnelly in third, Kyle Rector fourth, and Dennis Wood in fifth. Pulling to the line from Summerdale, Ohio in the Townhouse drive-thru, My Water Doctor, Black Diamond Earthworks, Dover Hydraulics, Locker Farms, G&M Electric, Drunken Uncle Bar and Grill, sponsored number 118. Put your hands together for Camaro Hair, Colt Locker. The 75 is Ron Degg from Williams, Ohio. The 64, Ian Porco, grandson of Tom Garbrandt, picking up his first career checkered flag a week ago. The number 67 tonight is Vinny Tannerelli from Uricksville, Ohio, driving the grocery getter. Number 67. The number 54 is Chase Berkey. The number 22 is Bernie Minnick tonight for Kylie Wood. The number 7 is Gabe Pringle. The 74 is Bob Passwaters Jr. And the 00 is Cody Markham. 8-lap heat race, number 2 for the street stocks. The 7 of Gabe Pringle pulls pit side before we get the green flag. Another tough break for the 7, who's had all kinds of problems this season. 8-lap heat race number 2, green flag for Degg and Porco. Ron Degg keeping the 64 a little high going into turn number 1. He'll have the race lead into turn 3. Here comes the 54, Chase Berkey, the youngster, trying to take over the second spot from the other youngster, Ian Porco. Little bit of contact between Passwaters Jr. and Minnick in the 22 as Tannerelli slides way up the racetrack. Then he comes way down to the bottom. Problems for that 67 as he gets in Cody Markham's way in the 00. Minnick going to take over the third spot from Ian Porco as the 54 Berkey starting to hunt down Ron Degg for the race lead. Ron Degg, Chase Berkey, Bernie Minnick, the top 3, nose to tail, halfway home, 4 in, 4 to go. Ron Degg still continuing to lead. Out front, Chase Berkey second. The old veteran, the youngster. Caution on the speedway, the 00 of Markham spins in turn 2. So caution for Cody Markham as he gets sideways in turn number 2. Ron Degg, your race leader, 6 laps complete. Chase Berkey, youngster Chase Berkey alongside. Getting ready to go green off of turn number 4. Degg and Berkey. Green flag in the air. white flag for Ron Degg as Bernie Minnick trying to take over that second spot from Berkey. Here comes Porco on the bottom. Ian Porco and Chase Berkey side by side for the third spot. Berkey going to slide up the racetrack. Ron Degg going to win. Minnick will finish second. Porco in third. Chase Berkey will finish fourth. Bob Passwaters Jr. rounding out the top five. Beautiful looking race car from the Passwaters family this season as they get their machines here for the first night. Been a while since this guy's been into knack tuning Victory Lane at Midvale Speedway. Pulling to the line from Williams, Ohio. Put your hands together for the old wily veteran, Ron Degg. I don't think Ron Degg's been to Victory Lane since he was blowing the door. Number 3, last week's feature winner, the 4, is Tim Scott from Sunbury. Out back, the 2T of Barney Gerber. Good to see his machine fixed back up after some damage in the feature a week ago. Fastest qualifier returning to action, the 443 of Eddie McLean. Getting ready to go green, and we're green. 8-lap heat race for the mini trucks and all kinds of stuff going on at the start. Ron Hoopengarner Jr. tried to go to the tires get together. Barney Gerber sliding through the grass. No, he's not dirt tracking it at Eldora. Everybody keeps going, and Squires continues to lead as Gerber stops in turn number 4. Just awesome job by everybody who donated a bike. As the green flag is out, and Hoopengarner going to have the race lead. Problems for Rick Brink as he's unable to get going, and here comes Squires. Squires to the bottom of Hoopengarner. Chad Squires going to have the race lead into turn number 3. Hoopengarner swallowed up by Tim Scott and Eddie McLean. And Chad Squires going to lead lap number 1. Three wide into turn number 3. Eddie McLean on the bottom, Tim Scott on the high side. They split. Squires and McLean will take the race lead. Josh Peebles up to the 4th spot. Barney Gerber up to 5th. Gerber going to go to the outside of Peebles for the 4th spot. Halfway home, 4 in, 4 to go for Eddie McLean. Eddie McLean on the high side of Rick Brink. Brink tried to get up high to give him room, and McLean was there. Eddie McLean, Tim Scott, your front 2. Gerber up to the 3rd spot. White flag for Eddie McLean. Final time into turn number 3. Tim Scott, Eddie McLean. McLean's going to win it. Scott going to finish 2nd. Barney Gerber 3rd. Here comes Peebles. Squire's going to have it. Peebles will finish 5th. Ron Hoopengarner Jr. will finish in the 6th spot. Then Rick Brink and Blake Ripley. Pulling to the line from Carrollton, Ohio, in the Napa Auto Parts, Scott Spears, Peebles Racing, Shark Performance, Joe Mack Truck Bodies and Cranes, the John Doe Band, the Keith and Robin Brady family, Steve Herman, Beth and Big A Dalton, Jones Tax Solutions. Sponsor number 443, your champion from a season ago, Eddie McLean. Trophy stocks running the big small oval. The 65 is Blake Miley. The 5 is Tabitha Stuber. The 7 is Trevor King. The 62 is last week's feature winner, Caden Scott. And your fastest qualifier, Matt Miley in the 75. Tabitha Stuber turns 3 and 4, the small oval. Stuber going to lead lap number 1. Scott all over the back of Blake Miley in the 65, last week's feature winner in that 62 of the trophy stock division. Tabitha Stuber starting to pull away. Here comes Scott to the inside of Blake Miley. Caden Scott going to move up to the second spot. Tabitha Stuber still out front in the 5. Halfway home, 4 in, 4 to go. Tabitha Stuber, Caden Scott, your front 2 have pulled away from Blake Miley in the 3rd spot. Scott trying to get to the inside of Stuber. Five in the 62, getting a little bit of trading pain out there. Tabitha Stuber. Stuber continues to lead. Now here comes Scott to the outside. He'll slide up the racetrack. Here comes Blake Miley. He gets to the inside in the 65, and we're going to have a crazy one as now we got contact. White flag in the air, but we're going to have a caution. As the 65 of Blake Miley got into the 62 of Caden Scott, and that collected the 7 of Trevor King. Looks like Miley going to lose that front bumper. The 7's got a flat right front tire. And the 75 of Matt Miley, who's the fastest qualifier. 2-lap shootout. Stuber and Miley and Miley. Green flag in the air. Into turn number 3, the short section on the big small oval. White flag for Tabitha Stuber. Matt Miley trying to gain ground. Stuber continuing to slip away. Tabitha Stuber into turn 3 and 4. Final time. Miley gives it a run. Checkered flag for Stuber and Miley almost into the wall in the front straightaway. Matt Miley finishes second. Blake Miley in third. Getting ready to pull to the line in the Canton Addiction Trophy Stock Division. She picked up a heat race in the Midwest Touring Compact heat race a couple of weeks ago. And now she gets one in the trophy stocks, pulling to the line. In the Bucky Mowing, Small Straw Acres, Romar Performance Motorsports, Keys Cars, Old School Farm, sponsored number 5. Put your hands together for Bowerston's Tabitha Stuber. In their seats, please. Thank you. As we move into Finlayson Towing Compact Heat Race number 1, Clayton Oliver on the pole. Last week's feature winner, Jamie Leslie, on the outside. The General, Will Custer, and Brent Schreffler in row 2. Ryan Schreffler, and your fastest qualifier, Stephen Feaster, in row 3. And out back in the number 16 is Justin Renneker. Clayton Oliver has the race lead. He won on opening night here at Midvale Speedway. Also won the Midwest Touring Compact feature A couple of weeks ago, Clayton Oliver out front, trying to hold off last week's feature winner, Jamie Leslie, in the 64. Is the general, Will Custer, making inroads on the bottom lane, trying to move up to second. Custer gets moved up out of the road. Here comes Feaster on the bottom. He's there. Stephen Feaster, your fastest qualifier, to the inside of Custer for third. Leslie trying to get around Oliver in that outside lane. Clayton Oliver doing a nice job out front in the 19. Feaster and Schreffler hits the wall hard. The 178 of Stephen Feaster got underneath into the 7 of Will Custer, moved the 7 of Custer up the racetrack and into the 24 of Schreffler. Schreffler had nowhere to go. I'll be able to get that machine fixed up. Beautiful looking race car on the back to green. 3 laps complete. 5 to go. Oliver and Leslie, green flag in the air. Ryan Schreffler in the 42. Justin Renneker in the 16. Leslie, all the 19 to Oliver. And here comes Renneker in the 16. Justin Renneker looking to the inside of Jamie Leslie for second. Clayton Oliver hanging on, Jamie Leslie to the outside. Good racing, looks like a trophy dash here in our Finlayson Towing Compacts. Coming to the white flag, side by side, Oliver and Leslie for heat race number 1. Clayton Oliver, your winner. Justin Renneker moves up to the 2nd spot. Jamie Leslie 3rd, and Ryan Schreffler in 4th. Pulling to the line from Malvern, Ohio, in the Malvern Metal Roofing, Story Motors, Dynamite Performance Towing, and Danny's Towing, sponsored number 19. Put your hands together for Clayton Oliver. Also hands, Chad Wise starts on the pole. Alongside the 27 is Billy Hilliker. Eugene Kopp Jr. starts 3rd. The 44 is Mike Stuber. The 7 is Don Rufner Jr. The 9 is Gavin Roop. The 69 of Dan Bucky. And the 52 of Jeremy Salinger. As we're green flag racing, 8-lap heat race number 2. Little Hands out front. Was on vacation last week, wasn't here. Now he's back out front in the 38. Hilliker up the racetrack a little bit in the 27. Little Hand's going to lead lap number 1. Gavin Roop almost goes around in turn 1. Little Hands almost knocked down the fence off of turn number 2. His car pushes up, and here comes Hilliker. Billy Hilliker to the lead. Little Hands back to 2nd. Mike Stuber 3 wide into turn number 1, and Stuber going to slip up the racetrack. Here comes Eugene Kopp Jr. to the inside of Little Hands. Those two had a little dust up a couple of weeks ago. Little Hands giving room to Kopp on the bottom. Eugene Kopp going to take over 2nd. Here comes Rufner. Rufner going to split the middle. 3 wide into turn 1. All kinds of action. Stuber gets into the back of Little Hands. Now they go around to the back straightaway. Dan Bucky and the 52 of Salinger got together off of turn number 2. Salinger got into the 38 of Little Hands, who was up front, really kind of trying to hold those two down. Really no fault of his own, but he got taken out. The 44 Mike Stuber, the 9 of Gavin Roop, 5 go, green flag. Billy Hilliker on the bottom, he'll take the race lead. Here comes Stuber, 3 wide, Mike Stuber up to second. Roofner and Kopp battle for third. Halfway home, 4 in, 4 to go. Mike Stuber to the outside and now way up the racetrack. Hilliker still the race leader, but Stuber trying to work that outside lane. Oh, Gavin Roop sideways off of turn number 4. Here, Jr. into the mix. 3-way battle for heat race number 2. White flag for Billy Hilliker. Stuber to the outside of Hilliker once again, way up the racetrack. Into turn number 3. Through 3 and 4, Billy Hilliker going to come off turn 4 and a win, heat race number 2. Stuber finishes second, Don Roofner Jr. third, Gavin Roop fourth, and Eugene Kopp in 5th. Heat race number 2 winner from Bowerston, Ohio in the Pork Chop Vinyl Graphics, Accurate Auto, Greg Paris Seamless Spouting, sponsored number 27. Put your hands together for Billy Hilliker. Laney Stresky, Timmy Kalp on the front row. The 71 being driven tonight by Zach Koger. The 00 is John Heidi. The 5 is Justin Courtney. The 77 is George Paul. And the 53 is Curtis Finlayson. Laney Stresky going to have the race lead. 3 wide into turn number 3, and Stresky gets turned. Zach Koger gets into Laney Stresky on the back straightaway. Zach Koger gets into Laney Stresky. They were 3 wide entering turn number 3. Heroes John Heidi. The 5 is Justin Courtney. The 77 is George Paul. The 53 is Curtis Finlayson. And we're green. Timmy Kalp, your race leader. Here comes Heidi to the outside. John Heidi in the 00. George Paul up to the 3rd spot. Koger back to 4th. Here comes Finlayson. Curtis Finlayson up to the 4th spot. Justin Courtney going to try and take over 5th, but John Heidi trying to take the race lead. Into turn number 3. Heidi on the high side. Timmy Kalp on the bottom. John Heidi going to lead lap number 3. John Heidi, Timmy Kaup into turn number 3. 3 laps to go for Heidi. White flag for John Heidi. Into turn number 3. Off turn number 4. Checkered flag for John Heidi. Timmy Kaup finishes second. George Paul third. Curtis Finlayson fourth. Then the 5 of Justin Courtney and the 71 of Zach Koger. In the Haas's Marine, Big Boy Toys Classic Muscle Cars, Feaster Flooring sponsored number 00. Put your hands together for Strasburg's Jonathan Heidi. Getting ready to go green. Green flag for Alex Nicholas. First time here in the 41. The youngster 85 is Jonathan Weber. Those two battle for the race lead off at turn number 2. Bloom and Caldwell battle for the 3rd spot. Weber in deep on the high side. Jonathan Weber gonna lead lap number 1. Weber slides up the racetrack, allows Nicholas to come back through on the bottom. Alex Nicholas going to take that race lead into turn number 3. Weber again going to put his machine in the high lane. Couple of youngsters up front in the final compact heat race, and here comes Chris Caldwell. Caldwell forces his way up through Weber to take over the 2nd spot. Chris Caldwell, Jonathan Weber behind the 41 of Nicholas. Speeding ticket coming for the 41 of Alex Nicholas. 2 laps under his qualifying time. The 41 of Nicholas being sent pit side with a speeding ticket. The 96 of Caldwell, your race leader. And he cuts off the 96 of Caldwell trying to get to the pits. Caldwell going to maintain the race lead. Good battle for 2nd between Bacon and Weber. Now Weber dropping back into the clutches of Bloom for the 3rd spot, or for the 4th spot rather. Chris Caldwell way out in front, Blaze Bacon in 2nd, Bloom 3rd, Weber 4th, and the Brokaw family 5th and 6th. White flag for Caldwell. So speeding ticket for Chris Caldwell, 2 laps under his qualifying time. Chris Caldwell getting the black flag. Your race leader off of turn number 4 is the 57. That's Blaze Bacon. Dan Bloom finishes second, Weber in third, Eric Brokaw fourth, and Andrea Brokaw in fifth. Tough turn of events for Alex Nicholas and Chris Caldwell, getting the speeding tickets, heading pit side. Blaze Bacon sizzled his way to the heat race win. Pulling to the line from New Philadelphia, Ohio in the J&S Mowing, Roofner Racing, Ennis Hulling, Vortex Vinyl, sponsored number 57. Put your hands together for Blaze Bacon. So your Finlayson Towing Compact Field onto the Speedway. Starting on the pole in the number 16 tonight is Justin Renneker. Alongside the General, Will Custer in the number 7. Row number 2, the 007 of DR3, Don Rufner III. The 42 is Ryan Schreffler. Fastest qualifier, Stephen Feaster in the 178 starts inside of row number 3, along with the 64 of Jamie Leslie, last week's feature winner. Row number 4, the 19 is Clayton Oliver. The 69 is Dan Bucky. The 52 is Jeremy Salinger. The 9 is Gavin Roop. The 7 is Don Rufner Jr. The 44 is Mike Stuber. The 20 and out back in the 38 is Little Hands Chad Wise. Here comes the 19 of Eugene Kopp, and the field will get the 1 to go signal. 15-lap fast Finlayson Towing Compact feature, getting ready to go green. Renneker, Custer on the front row. Green flag is in the air, 15 laps they'll go. Renneker, Custer side by side through 1 and 2. Renneker going to have the advantage on the bottom. Half a car length lead into turn number 3. The General battles back on the outside. Custer. Justin Renneker will lead lap number 1. Custer going to battle back, and now Oliver and Leslie get together in turn number 1. Caution on the speedway. Jamie Leslie in the 64 and the 19 of Oliver got together in turn number 1. Custer on the front row, 1 lap complete, 14 to go. Green's back in the air. Custer a much better restart this time, but still unable to clear Renneker. Renneker battling back on the bottom. He leads by a half a car length through 3 and 4. Justin Renneker going to lead lap number 2. Mike Stuber into the wall on the front straightaway. Renneker. And Custer. Green flag back in the air, 2 in, 13 to go. Renneker, another good start on the bottom. He's going to have a full car length lead into turn number 3. Custer going to battle back on the outside. Here comes Custer. Nice run through 3 and 4. Draws back up even to Renneker. DR3 right there in the 007 in that 3rd spot. Now Renneker gets a good run off of turns 1 and 2. Seems like that 16 just a little bit better in 1 and 2. Then the 7 of Custer. Renneker out front and clear. Don Rufner the third to the inside of Will Custer for second. Oliver in fourth. Feaster in fifth. Dan Bucky running up through the pack. He's up to the 6th spot. Ryan Schreffler 7th. Jamie Leslie up to the 8th spot. Custer back to 3rd now as here comes DR3 all over the back of Justin Renneker for the race lead. 6 complete. Halfway home, 8 laps in, 7 to go. Justin Renneker out front in the 16. .11 laps complete, 4 to go for Justin Renneker. DR3 still right there in the tire tracks of Renneker in the 16. Will Custer having a good run in that 3rd spot. Clayton Oliver 4th. Rufner all over the back of the 16 of Renneker. He's got a lap and a half to do something. Front 4, all nose to tail. Here comes Oliver to the high side. White flag, Clayton Oliver to the outside of Will Custer. Rufner trying to get to the inside of Renneker, not able to get there. Gives him a little bump. But off of turn number 4, your winner, Justin Renneker. Rufner finishes in the 2nd spot. Will Custer finishes 3rd. Clayton Oliver 4th. The fastest qualifier, Stephen Feaster, finishes 5th. Justin Renneker, feature victory has eluded him for a while. Part-timer here at Midvale Speedway.
Our opening night.
Into Keys Cars, Chip Express, Gangle Properties, Bucky Mowing, sponsor number 16. Here's your winner, Justin Renneker. Come on over here, buddy. Man, Knack Tuning Victory Lane has eluded you for a while here. I tell you what, opening night, like me and Terry was talking when you and France got together a couple years ago, you had a great car that night. Rufner was all over the back of this thing. He made you earn it. Congratulations, man. Welcome back to Victory Lane.
Thank you.
Who you want to thank on the 16 tonight?
Mike, mainly. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be racing this tonight.
Nobody else? Come on, man. I know you're a man of few words, but come on, man. It's been a while.
Amanda, for letting me do stupid stuff like this. That's everyone that helps out.
Congratulations, buddy. I'll let you go celebrate now.
Thank you.
Your winner, Justin Reneker. I'll just say he was hot and tired instead of being a man of few words. Heat race winner. The 75 is Matt Miley, your fastest qualifier, and the 62 is Caden Scott, last week's feature winner. Getting ready to go green. 10-lap feature is green. Stuber going to have the race lead through turns 1 and 2. A nice outside move on the start. Blake Miley in the second spot. Scott up to third. Matt Miley in fourth. Tabitha Stuber, Blake Miley, Matt Miley, and Scott now side by side into turn number 3. That little dog leg on the back straightaway. Tabitha Stuber continues to lead. Tabitha Stuber coming to the halfway mark. She's got about a 2-car length lead over Blake Miley. Halfway home, 5 in, 5 to go. Blake Miley closing in just a little bit on Tabitha Stuber. So hard to run turns 3 and 4 on this small oval with no banking. The figure 8 part of that small oval, no banking, really hard to get the car to turn right there. These guys and gals doing a great job, and the gal is up front, the youngster Tabitha Stuber. A lap and a half away from her first career feature victory. Into the dog leg. White flag in the air for Tabitha Stuber. Blake Miley trying it one more time. Matt Miley in the third spot. Final time into the dog leg. Through 3 and 4, will Blake Miley put the bumper? Nope, Tabitha Stuber going to win. Blake Miley finishes second, Matt Miley third, Caden Scott fourth. Tabitha Stuber, first career feature victory. Dad Mike had a bad day in the compact, but this at least puts a smile on the face. It's a good day, Dad says. In the Bucky mowing, Keith's Cars, Small Straw Acres, sponsored, number 5. Getting ready to climb out, the youngster, first year in a race car, starting out in the trophy stock division. Now in victory lane, here's your winner, Tabitha Stuber. Getting a big hug from Dad in victory lane. Come on over here, Tabitha. Good job. I got to tell you, okay, so I'm going to give you a little criticism and critique, okay? So in the heat race, you were chopping this thing down and that right front was just boiling. In the feature, you let it drift out to the wall and you pulled away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you learned that, right?
Yeah, I did.
Who you want to thank on this 5-car tonight?
My mom and dad and Dan and Carol and Small Straw Acres, Keith Cars, Bucky Mowing, Romar, my sisters, Daphne and Chloe.
I think she's been.
How does it feel to be in Knack Tuning victory lane in only, what, your 3rd start?
It feels great, amazing. I didn't think I was going to be here tonight, but...
But you are, and that's a good thing, right?
Yep.
Congratulations, kiddo. Great job. I'm going to come up with that nickname for you. I haven't figured it out yet, but we'll get it.
Thank you.
Your winner, Tabitha Stuber. I don't know if we should call her Tabs. She probably don't like that. Maybe Mike can come up with a name for his daughter, a nickname. What do you think? Hey, Coletti, what do you think? Tabs?
That'll stick for now.
We can stick for now and we'll work on something, all right? Okay. By the way, your mask there makes you look mean.